Hi, Joel here, and today I'm filming with I Am Sound in the middle of central London, literally the financial metropolis of everything, but coming here for a Bhakti festival. I don't know what Bhakti is, but let's go and find out.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
Straight away, smelling the incense. Feels like a real spiritual and cultural context, like immediately coming in. From what I know, this speaks to Hinduism, this is like old India. Let me find out how Bhakti actually plays a role in that. Lovely to meet you. And so your name is?
My name is Ahisha.
Ahisha, lovely. My name is Joel.
Joel, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come on, bring it in.
Let's have a hug.
Lovely to meet you. So, this is my first Bhakti event, and so I think you're central to what's happening here today. So, tell me a little bit about what's going on.
We are basically a bunch of devotees, Bhaktis, people that just love to gather in the name of love and connection. And from that, this idea was birthed to create this event. So it was like, who are our favourite people? Who do we want to hang out with and sing with? And we invited them all and they all said yes. And so
amazing. Here
we are. So what to expect? I think maybe a lot of hugs.
I love hugs.
Which is always good.
I love singing too. So there's a lot of singing?
It's all singing.
It's all singing.
It's pretty much all singing.
Amazing. And everybody knows the songs?
Not always. This event's been really lovely because there's a combination of people who have been to Kirtan and these kind of events, and then there's people that haven't. So I think it's a beautiful way to introduce people, and that was a lot of the ideas.
For me, as someone coming as a total newbie today, what should I expect? I mean, I'm happy to kind of give my all and participate, but what should I expect from participation?
You should expect just like connecting with your heart fully.
Yeah.
And just meeting people that are just fully embracing of you. This is all about connection. This is all about unifying the collective field and just unifying each other through song, through mantra, through the way that we interact. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, because I have noticed that in the time I've been here already, every way that I've looked, everyone's given me a smile. And so is that kind of part of the energy, that everybody is kind of in a positive mindset, or is that part of it?
Big time. It's not something we try and do.
It's naturally.
It's naturally happening, I suppose. A lot of the people that have put this together are quite deep on their yoga journeys as well. And it does have an influence on the energy field, I would say, if we want to talk on that level. But generally, it's hard not to be happy in this environment.
You want to see a bit of love.
Exactly, you want to see love always.
Entering one's heart, we can share with many hearts. Global Sangha is possible with divine empowerment, calling upon Ram.
Lovely to meet you. What's your name?
Radhika.
Radhika. I'm Joel.
Joel, lovely to meet you.
Feel that warmth as well. I love
it's the round belly that
yeah, both of us.
Yeah.
So this was actually my first Bhakti event. What is Bhakti?
What is Bhakti? Bhakti is usually summarized as loving devotion. but specifically aimed at divine source. And I like this definition. It's a really easy one to remember. Bhakti is doing something, acting for someone higher than yourself, for God, for your fellow brothers and sisters, in a favorable mood. So doing something everyone understands. Doing something for others for a higher purpose everyone understands. But Bhakti is doing it with a loving mood, with a favorable mood.
So it's different than duty, basically.
Different than duty.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
So you've been part of this community and practicing Bhakti for nigh on 15 years.
Yeah, it feels like yesterday.
Wow.
But yeah.
How did that journey begin for you, and what has that journey been like?
Yeah, it started with a kirtan which a friend dragged me to. I went, but I wasn't really wanting to be there. But by the end of the kirtan, it was a magical experience where I felt I was connected, I was dancing. There's a shameless picture of me looking like a wild, ecstatic youth. And yeah, I felt connected in that moment, like nothing else, to a higher source. And I didn't think it was possible. I thought it was all mumbo jumbo, or I thought it was fairy talk, but kirtan's like cake. You gotta taste it to believe it, you know.
So I've been here at the Bhakti event festival now for hour, 2 hours, and I'm enjoying it. Like, everywhere I look, to my left, to my right, ahead, everybody's smiling. There's definitely a lovely vibe. And I mean, it's something that people pay a premium for these days, to kind of have this kind of feeling and vibe. But currently, I'm not necessarily sure I totally understand, especially with regards to how it connects to where we are here today, to the ancient Ayurvedic or Hindu tradition. Because to my understanding, what I'm looking around, there doesn't seem to be many Hindu people here now. Again, this is my perception at the moment, but I'm sure that as the day goes on, I'll come to understand it more. However, one thing that I would say, or I just want to reiterate, is the vibe is so warm, everybody is so welcoming, and I'm sure that any questions that I'm going to have for the rest of the day in the event will be answered by everybody. So let's see what happens. This is my first Bhakti event, but can you tell me what Bhakti is?
Bhakti, I guess people have different connections with Bhakti. For me, it's really connecting to the heart and to your soul, and connecting with the divine through this beautiful event like this, which is through chanting sacred mantras, which is a form of Bhakti yoga, which is mantra meditation. Yeah.
So it has a kind of a yogic root as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Bhakti yoga, basically, it's thousands of years old. Ancient Vedic scriptures.
So tell me a little bit more about this piece here.
So this is Lord Krishna as a young teenager in Vrindavan. Yeah, Hanuman is basically Lord Ram's warrior friend and his protector, and there's some of the other monkey gods there, part of the army there as well. I think it also depicts the the inner warrior within us as well. That we can always all tap into. That divine essence. Yeah.
A great story that basically keeps its place in time, relevant today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent. So we've also been shared this amazing book about Neo-Vedic paintings celebrating life, and we actually are able to look at examples of what we're looking at here, and then the stories that go with them as well. So from my understanding then, the Bhakti fits in as like, maybe, is it almost like a subsect within the larger Hindu story?
Yes, because basically, obviously, the essence of Bhakti Yoga is taken from the Bhagavad Gita, like when Lord Krishna speaks to his warrior friend Arjuna. But there's lots of other different epic stories.
But they all provide lessons for life which remain modern, remain current today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hence, we see such a new and diverse audience here in central London, celebrating something that, as you've told me, is like the oldest in the world. So that juxtaposition in itself is quite amazing, isn't it? tell me a little bit about why you're here today. Like,
So I'm just here to share some music, man, and some mantra and just some peaceful vibes. That's what I'm here to do. You know?
excellent. And so,
I'm not even really doing it. Really, I just allow it to come through. I don't really plan the way it flows. It just comes through.
I love that. A conduit for life, a conduit for human connection.
As much as possible, yeah. Because as I often say as well, I'm not about performance, and that's very much something that's in the Bhakti movement as well. It's that kind of traditional feeling of everyone singing together and feeling uplifted by the energy, not about here I am on the stage trying to tell you guys what what I'm about or trying to impress you. It's not about that. It's about just bringing that uplifting energy from the heart and bringing everyone together with the drum beats, with the sounds, with the chants, you know. So
Beautiful.
Bhakti is devotion. The meaning is devotion, and it's something that we all fall short of in a way. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily even use that word to describe what I do, because I don't feel that I'm able to even. It's like even like the words like yogi or shaman or things like that. These are like traditionally they're different sort of terms in how it gets used in the modern sense, you know. So it's like to really be practicing bhakti. It's like you're completely remembering that divine presence all the time, and I always forget it. So I want to remind myself, and hopefully by reminding others, then we start to feel that uplifting energy. So mantra is generally the main practice in bhakti yoga, and one of the meanings of the Sanskrit word mantra is like man means mind, and tra is a tool, and so it's a tool for dissolving the opinionated mind. Wow. So we're all limited by our limited opinions, and when we chant mantra, it's a pure cosmic sound that connects to our ancestral wisdom and our kind of ancient cosmic memory beyond our physical presence in this moment, but in our DNA. These mantras have been chanted by the human race for thousands of years. These ancient peoples and the elders, they're still continuing the lineages, and most of us have forgotten that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we kind of search in these different cultures and the different practices to connect to that freedom, that essence that's, you know, that we don't necessarily find in our society, in our schools, and all that kind of thing. But it's that loving, uplifting, opening energy.
And so you, as a practitioner, what do you actually get from the experience?
Wow, it's a deep question. What I found in my experience of chanting is I feel less fear. I feel more supported. I feel sheltered by divine grace. And that is something that money I don't think will ever be able to buy me. So I'm indebted to the process of Bhakti Yoga. I'm indebted to the process of chanting in Kirtan. And I'm just excited to see where the next 15 years take me.
The whole idea of this is not a performance.
Yeah.
It really is creating everyone to be
It's like a symbiosis.
part of the band.
Yeah, it's in essence a musical ecosystem,
Yes.
live.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I love that.
And through the singing and the chant, like together, we're just creating this energy of like heart openness.
Bhakti is all about working from the heart. It's all about serving the greater good.
Some people walk in just wanting a musical experience, but they come away with so much more. They come away with a connection that was there since you were born, has been there for lifetimes, and finally is being re-established.
Wow, like what a day and what an event that's actually been. I think that maybe there was an element of skepticism from me, especially in the early hours, that even though it felt nice, it felt maybe surface nice, but after actually getting involved in some of the chanting, feeling the love from people, like actual tactile holding and hugs, I think there was a moment in there that I actually transcended the physical. And I can confirm that because I've actually got a damaged knee. And for about 15 minutes there, I danced as if nothing was the matter, and I'm feeling it now. But again, I think it speaks to how connected we all were in that moment. And I think that there were many of those moments over the course of the day. So I think to anybody who doubts, like, you know, what the human spirit and what the connection that we have with each other actually is, should experience something like this, because even if the specifics of it don't speak to you, there is no way that the energy, the emotion, and the love won't reach you. So I'm just so happy to have done this today, and may have been my first Bhakti event, but it definitely won't be my last.